A big hello to all of you in Wisconsin. My name is Lisa Vergoni, and I'm the development manager here at Midwest Mission. I'm excited to share a little bit about Ingathering with you. Wisconsin Ingathering happens every year during annual conference. You have been generously collecting and donating items to Midwest Mission for years. These are not just kits and items, but gifts that will go to someone who desperately needs them. First, I want to take a second to thank you. Thank you for the thousands, yes, thousands of pounds worth of supplies you send every year to send hope and empowerment to the people around the world and around the corner. What you do is truly life-changing. A woman in Ukraine received a personal dignity kit when the war displaced her home and all of her belongings. And because of that, she was able to keep up with her health even when everything else in her life was disrupted. A children's home in Jamaica was able to stay open because home care kits were delivered, allowing them to clean their bedding, clothes, kitchen, and more. All the funds they had were going towards food, so they couldn't afford even cleaning supplies. And there are so many more stories like this. Each kit you make, each item you donate, has the potential of transforming someone's life. We can't thank you enough for the big part you play in this life transforming work. A question we always get is, what happens once items are dropped off at Ingathering? First, the truck makes its way back to Midwest Mission, where supplies are unloaded and sorted based on what they are. Individual items like medical supplies or sewing machines or items that belong in a kit are grouped together, refurbished, assembled into kits, or given a second life depending on what the item is. Kits are verified by volunteers to ensure that each kit has what it needs, because these are the gifts that are given, and we want them to be correct and useful. But don't worry, your entire kit stays together. It doesn't get broken down into individual pieces. It'll just get checked, prayed over, and then boxed up with other kits. Then the boxes of kits are placed on a pallet. Pallets of boxes and gaylords of items are stored on the shelf until we receive a request for that kind of item. Items that are ready to go do not usually sit on the shelf for more than 3 to 4 months. Once a request comes in, items are either loaded onto a container, sent on a truck, or picked up by a requesting organization. Then, once the items are shipped, we notify you if your kits were on that shipment. But this only works if you label your boxes properly. You must have your church's name, type of kit, and an email address labeled in an obvious place on the box. We'll have some tracking tag stickers at Ingathering, but it's best if you mark this ahead of time. That way, no matter who is dropping the supplies off, we have the information we need. One thing to note, at this time, we're only sending out shipment notifications for completed kits. We can't notify you of individual items that you send. If you have any questions about this, please let us know in the Q&A. Once items are received by our partners, we ask them to send us pictures and stories of the impact of the items as they are able. We always receive a distribution of goods report from our international partners so that we know exactly where all of the items went. Now let's move on to more specifics about Ingathering. This year, we're calling this a Fill the Truck event. We want to fill an entire truck, a semi full of supplies. You can help us fill the truck by collecting some of our most needed items. In fact, we really need personal dignity kits and home care kits. And you can find the list of what goes in these kits at wisconsinumc.org. Ingathering. You don't have to have completed kits in order to donate. We'll also accept any kit or project item that is in our Kits and Projects brochure. They can be found also on the Ingathering website. We're also so thankful for any monetary donations that you give. The monetary donations allow us to quickly respond to needs that arise and buy items in bulk. To give a monetary donation, write a check to the Wisconsin Conference with Ingathering in the memo line. Ingathering is always in need of volunteers at Ingathering, as well as churches who can volunteer to be a temporary drop-off sites for those who can't make it to Ingathering. If you're interested in either of these opportunities, email Bonnie Clement. This list of temporary drop-off sites will be available closer to Ingathering time. Please check the Ingathering site for this information. There's one big change for this year's Ingathering. We'll only be collecting items on Friday. So be sure to drop off any donations on the Friday of annual conference. There are also permanent collection sites around Wisconsin that are available for drop-off all year round. Once again, we are so thankful for your participation in Ingathering and the outpouring of support and supplies you give Midwest Mission. Together, we are ensuring that more people have what they need in Christ's name.